Hey, welcome back. Okay, I am now fed and rested, so let's continue with Act 4. It's next day already, so we can go ahead and talk to Dia. Meanwhile, while I was waiting, I didn't forward the time. I was just looking at the interactive map and collecting some scarab beetles for my future Sino. I only got like 11 or something, so I'm waiting until I unlock the next section of the desert area, so that we can have more waypoints there. I did unlock only one waypoint so far.
Hey, Dia!
Aside from the statue of the seven.
Right on time.
Hi, did we learn anything from the criminals?
We'll know any moment now.
Right.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been friends for a long time?
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an extremely strong warrior, she never misuses her powers against others.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight outside the ring.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is, and shoulder that kind of responsibility. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live from one day to the next.
Well, Paimon thinks you're great too.
Aww.
Really?
Paimon.
Thanks for that.
Oh, Sino's back.
Oh, Sino's here, and he's pretty early too.
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
The interrogation?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh my god, I'm scared.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more persuasive methods?
Right.
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
I wonder
Come on, let's go inside.
she got anything out of those three extremists. I mean, three radicals. Not really extremists. It's like the same thing. I love how we have a lot of indoor areas here.
Whoa, you look furious.
Oh my gosh, she's mad.
Do I? Huh. What gave it away?
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure.
What
Still,
happened?
it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry. I'm sure everyone present would agree.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, don't beat us anymore. We're gonna die.
They beat them?
Well, looks
No.
like Sino taught her well.
She mastered it really quickly too. Now she's just as terrifying as he is.
You fear death yourselves, yet you do not hesitate to place the lives of others at risk.
True.
The absurdity is mind-boggling. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community, and some even count them as family. You come here, to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal. Tell me,
Tell him.
what would you do to
Tell
you
him,
in
Candace.
my position?
Mercy! Please, have mercy!
Oh my god, the gall.
You've made your bed.
We may both be desert dwellers, but there is one thing that I understand better than you. The resurrection of the Scarlet King will only result in war. And war serves no one. The people of Aru Village care little about which god is in power. Life may be tough and tiring, but we wish to preserve our way of life.
The amount of detail in the three characters, the three main characters here. I mean, three vision holders here. In their outfits, I mean. It's very, very cool to see. There's so much going on. I love it.
A war would only cause us to lose all that we have. And that is not a responsibility that you can afford to shoulder.
We understand. We're sorry. I'll tell you everything I know. Please, just let us go.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we
Academia, I
ended up
bet.
hearing about the Scarlet King's resurrection. Some Mystery Man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in the Scarlet King's resurrection. They give their lives, and we can get anything we wish for.
They're called village keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
But Sino calls them mad scholars, so I had a sudden change of heart.
Yes, sorry. It was all that Mystery Man's doing. He told us
Dottore?
to spread word about
It's
the
probably
Scarlet King's
Dottore.
resurrection and talked us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the resurrection process.
Where are the village keepers now?
I'm not sure.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
One lie.
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
Oh my god. Intense.
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't know anything. It was all him.
2.
Sino, come on.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy takes them from there. You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just ask them if you don't believe me.
Where's the gutsy one we saw at the ambush, huh?
That was indeed the truth.
They were
Traveler,
begging
go
for
on.
mercy. Alright. Next. Do you have any idea who that mysterious person might be? Any descriptors?
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking
No.
another beating to keep
What
his
color is
secret.
his
No
hair
way.
or something like that?
That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face. He calls himself the Scarlet King's envoy.
Huh. It must be Dottore. He covers his face, but anyone can cover their face too.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu? What do you mean?
Does Scaramouche wear a mask? I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen him wear a mask. He wears a hat. Oh, what the f-
Smooth.
Oh my god. Sino!
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be from the academia.
Where is Haitham? He's been missing for a while now.
Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village keepers away. I refused, insisting that they are part of our community. It strikes me now that this secretive character shares the same goal they had.
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick the radicals into delivering the village keepers right into their hands.
Yeah, exactly.
They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back? We aren't gonna let that happen.
Not the academia again.
In Sumeru City, Sitaria also mentioned King Deshret's resurrection is just the Academia's misinformation campaign.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village keepers?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. A change in their plans likely means they found another way to exploit the scholars. Regardless, our top priority now is locating the village keepers.
You're right. Isak is still waiting for news on his grandpa.
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them down.
Yes. Pack up and get ready to leave.
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals. Leave everything outside the village to us.
All right.
Let's meet back here
Teamwork.
once everyone's ready.
Where the fuck's Haitham? He's missing in action. Okay. Oh, the gang's here. Can we please take a photo? Lino, can you look at the camera? Okay. Let's talk to
You
them.
look worried. Thinking about the village keepers?
Yes. I'd look for them myself if I could. As members of our village, each one of them is very important to me.
You have a strong sense of belonging here. I guess I'm the opposite. Mercs are stray dogs, wherever they go.
Dia, don't say that. You can be a part of this community too.
Thanks. I'll let you know when I feel like joining.
It's Sino.
What scheme is the academia brewing now?
I just hope everyone's all right.
I hope so too. Why aren't we questioning Al-Haytham's absence, though? What kind of investigation is he doing? Probably for the Divine Knowledge capsule? Oh, there we go. Speaking of the devil.
Let's get some food in us and then we'll... Whoa! Where did you come from?
Once again, surprised Paimon.
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we
I
have
love him
deduced thus
so
far.
much. He's like... He just pops out of nowhere.
You were gone for ages, and now you're suddenly sitting here musing to yourself? Where have you been anyway? Hey, what's with the silence?
No silent treatment, please, Al-Haytham. We're not Sino.
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you some time to make up for that.
Where have you been?
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname!
Go ahead, I won't stop you.
Never mind. Paimon's got nothing. There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy. It makes it so hard.
Is she calling Al-Haytham boring?
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I stayed in the village to investigate.
To investigate what, though? It's like he has his own thing going on.
Anyway, you plan to leave Aru village and keep searching for the truth of this matter, yes?
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here, so we thought that we might as well take the search elsewhere.
Are you coming with us or what?
Silent treatment!
Maybe he's giving us some time to think.
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
I know. Are you still mad about that?
Al-Haytham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru village. Bold of you to question our choices.
That's true.
Yeah, you're all talk.
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do, which I've now finished.
Oh, what did you find out?
Really? Paimon doesn't believe you.
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my whereabouts. Not to mention
thought
that
we were
going
a
separate
team,
ways
though.
allowed me to find some
Aw.
important information that you all had missed.
That's so. Sina's mad.
Right here in the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
But who's this? Hypatia? Sina's. I just realized Sino kind of sounds like Diluc too. They have the same tone.
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru village feel about what we're doing?
Robe. Oh, they might feel uncomfortable.
In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell us?
True. That's why when you're questioning like the three villagers, they all seem so kind that it's kinda sketchy.
You mean some of them lied to us?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Again, these people have their reasons. Remember what Gandis said? Most people in Aru village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. That's because whether the Scarlet King or the Dendro Archon has power is of little significance to them. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good reason. That's why you believed there was no further information to be found in this village.
They're saying we can find new info from someone we've already spoken to.
Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. In fact, she's been observing your every move since you arrived.
Ooh.
The reason being, to someone who only wants to live their life in peace, any external factors introduce unpredictability into the equation.
How did you find out about this? It's not like you look like someone from here. I wonder.
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the Mad Scholars.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are Scarlet King fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night.
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that occurs at night.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
Then why would she lie?
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself. As for why she might be so wary about all this, maybe you should ask her.
All the
I'll
Alright.
pass on this one.
Okay, sure, Sino. We'll take care of it.
You said that she is afraid of me. If so, it's best if I stay out of this.
Yeah, I think so too.
We're on it!
Paimon's a friendly face. I hope you can be more honest. Knock, knock, knock.
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier, I've brought someone with me.
Mr. Haitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but how can I make sure that your friends think the same as you?
Huh? What do you mean? We need to clarify our stance or something?
Go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answers you want. Go on. Earn her trust.
Oh no, is there some sort of hidden meter that we have to fill or something?
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler?
Sure thing. Hi, Miss Shani.
Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the better?
No.
Why's that?
Because it'll only result in conflict.
That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's why I'm willing to talk to you, even though I do have some reservations. Before, I wouldn't even have the courage to ask something like this. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Can't promise anything, but I'll do the best I can.
Yeah! We came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. And we aren't really residents of any one nation. But even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we've always fought for what we believed in. We have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we decided to stay here for a while.
Yes. Well said, Paimon.
I want to trust you.
Please do.
My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Well, I wouldn't have if it wasn't for Haitham.
Haitham told us you have your reasons. It's okay. We understand.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk.
Oh.
I don't really fit in anywhere in Sumeru.
Yeah.
Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in the Scarlet King. I don't belong to either side, and neither side would want me.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who's different from them is a traitor?
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. It makes no difference what I say or how I behave. I'll always be suspected of having ulterior motives. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. All I want is to live my life in peace. And then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with no explanation, and I didn't dare breathe a word about it to anyone. Until now.
You can tell them. I'm sure she'll keep your secret.
All right. I'll tell you what I told Haitham. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes
I wonder
I
why.
hear strange crying sounds in the night.
Crying.
There are ghosts?
I don't think there are ghosts, Paimon, but you know, they could actually be someone crying.
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it's definitely the sound of crying. It comes from far away in the distance, and always carries very raw emotion. It used to be louder and more frequent, but ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often. And when it does,
What?
it's much quieter. I have
What?
to focus really hard to make it out.
Why would that be? What kind of effect did we have on the village, if that's the case?
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at night. But because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
That's very reasonable. Could you make out where the sounds were coming from?
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an old hospital not far from the village.
A hospital, you say? A hospital that probably was used by a doctor?
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
We need to check out that hospital.
Yeah, let's go!
Finally, a lead. Alright, go to the Elazar hospital. Oh, that's where I was a while ago. I was getting scarab beetles and I jumped in a little cave in here, but I decided not to go further, so after I got the beetles, I just put a marker there. Alright, alright. Could we perhaps take a shortcut? Oh, we can! Lovely! I love that. That is so useful. Because I literally circled around the village to go there like 20 minutes ago before I started the video. Or before I started recording, that is.
Time to go.
The ceiling cord blended in the sand. I didn't see it.
Don't
Alright.
tell me that's everything.
Oh, that's done.
Is this the place? It's in terrible shape, and there's sand everywhere.
Well, it is abandoned.
Monsters, watch out!
Monsters!
One with nature.
Allow me.
Reinforcements? Oh, this guy?
Into the wind.
I can do that too.
Come on out. Emerge. Right now.
Oh man, for a while there I thought I had Zhongli, so I was trying to get Kazuha to put up a shield. Because Zhongli would usually be in like Kazuha's place in the controls. Oh damn.
Reven! Don't touch me! Covenant of the Deep!
I miss Zhongli. Honestly, when I got Kokomi, I tried not using Zhongli because, you know, it's either have a shielder or healer, but now I kinda miss him. What were you even expecting?
Super strong bandits? Or monsters taller than buildings dropping out of the sky?
Oh, a totem.
He looks super serious.
Oh, is
We
Haitham
gotta
gonna
stay on our
activate
A
it?
game, too.
He's a sword, right? He used a sword when Sino attacked him.
This is the
I
one.
wonder what his kit will be. I'm so excited. Is the one what? The only one?
Let's go in and take a look.
It's abandoned.
Hey, Haitham! We haven't found Squat! Are you sure we aren't wasting our time here?
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until
Alright,
then,
the slimes are so cute. Until then, what are you gonna do?
I'm taking a break.
Oh, he's gonna meditate. Sure, we'll just look around and...
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book to read?
Okay, he's not gonna meditate, he's gonna read.
What are you reading? Let Paimon see!
Go check it out, Paimon. Do that, he won't get bored.
Okay, sure.
Huh?
Oh my gosh, she
The
can't understand it.
natural position, which is the positional propensity of an entity in natural motion in contrast with an object in forced motion?
What is this, the law of inertia?
When free from external influences,
It is the law of inertia.
displays displays the tendency to follow its natural trajectory.
An object in motion stays in motion unless an external force is applied or something like that.
So...
And vice versa.
You got that?
Oh,
He's reading a
gives
physics
up.
book, what the
Keep
hell?
reading
He's
your
such a
book,
nerd, I
see
love
ya.
him.
How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this.
You know, it wouldn't kill you to read a book once in a while either. Maybe it's time to spread your wings and become learned.
Hey, what good is that gonna do for you? You're acting like one of those annoying grown-ups who go around nagging people to focus on their studies.
The more you learn, the more money you can earn to support me.
Hey, what gives? Shouldn't you be the one providing for Paimon?
Isn't that what I'm doing now?
Oh, right.
Right,
Okay
right.
then. Thank you for working so hard and earning so much more. If it weren't for you, Paimon would probably
I'm glad
still be
you-
floating around in the ocean somewhere.
I'm glad you acknowledged that part, Paimon. We fished you out of the ocean. I don't even know how you were so close to drowning you when you could fly.
Thank you.
Aww. You're welcome. Fast forward. We just spent our time talking, telling stories. Stars.
Paimon's getting so sleepy.
You know, we can't discount the existence of ghosts because do you recall that one village in Liva where we saw? That's my first Genshin ghost sighting, I think, if I remember correctly.
Huh? What was that sound?
I can't hear anything.
There it is.
Can you hear it, Haitham?
It's coming from that direction.
I just hear the wind.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh.
Oh, I
Paimon's
hear
not
it.
saying
Someone's
anything.
breathing, but it's not crying.
Hmm?
Oh, I hear it now. I hear it now.
It's from below.
But there's no way we can get down there.
Something is off about the interior here.
Oh, I used to plunge attack for the rocks outside to get to the area below. But here's another way down, I suppose. Maybe it's a different area. Ooh! I'm sorry, I was just surprised that it's still like we can't control travelers still. I was expecting that we would need to do some more exploring, but this is cool too. This is completely fine.
As I thought. There's a hidden structure.
If we're Haitham, I mean, if we're with Haitham, we don't have to spend so much time with puzzles. He's gonna do them all. He's smart.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital into this one. Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around here. Let's keep exploring.
Let's let Haitham do it, please. No. Investigate the elemental monuments around the hospital. Checking if there are chests. Oh. Why? There we go. I was waiting for that to happen.
Rebuild! Emerge! Right here, right now.
Go to the lower level. Great, we got it. But where could the ancient key be? Maybe it's down here. Maybe you can find it down here. Like abandoned hospital vibes with a secret dungeon. Patient Abbas, male, 23 years old. Mole on the left side of forehead and left-handed. While his condition remains very serious, survival will be difficult without professional medical care. The patient's survivability, once found, immediately inform. Don't give up, stay positive. All beings are under the watchful eye of the divine, so don't ever give up. What the fuck is this? This week's meals. Keep a balanced diet, rest regularly, and maintain a good mood. Wow, if only. Oh, it's literally menu. Okay. This week's shifts. Monday, Ibrahim. Tuesday, blacked out. Wednesday, Amodi. The remaining sections are blank. I'm willing to bet it's Zandig or something like that. Old vase. there seems to be the darkened remains of a stem inside the vase. It was probably used to hold flowers. The word for Avin are at the bottom of the bottle. It seems to have been a gift to someone named Avin. Okay. I'm glad we can interact with these random things.
Look! There's someone over there!
We need to be careful. Is that Grandpa?
Good idea. Let's approach him slowly without alarming him.
Grandpa, it's us!
Wait,
Wait, what?
you're...
Who's this? The sage? What's happening to him?
He can't speak, and his eyes are unfocused. But he looks too young to be anyone's grandfather. Also, why is he the only one here?
Didn't expect to see him here.
Who is he?
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the Academia.
He's a scholar too? Is he the kind that holes up in a forest and mumbles stuff about training?
Like Hypatia?
No. And that's the problem.
Hmm.
Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life.
So how did he become like this?
Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that we might be too late.
What? Why is that?
Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't have time to come back for him.
Tracks.
There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Loaded with people?
People?
That is one possibility. It looks like they
Unconscious
were in
people?
a hurry, as if they were afraid of being caught. In their haste, they failed to notice Razak hiding in a corner.
Was it because of us? Did they know we were coming? Oh man, we have to get him to a doctor, like an actual doctor.
The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found living proof.
Huh? Why do you say that?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your time at Port Ormos.
Oh, of the guy, the eremite guy.
Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Flashback. They shared divine knowledge with him? The eremite guy who went mad.
Oh, now that you mention it, they're acting the same way.
Correct. The Academia is behind all of this. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the Academia spread a false rumor of the Scarlet King's resurrection, emphasizing the role of the village keepers, the mad scholars who were exiled to Aru village. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt into action. Unbeknownst to them, of course, through rounding up the scholars, they were actually helping the Academia. As well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends, this scheme has one further advantage to the Academia. All the risks and responsibilities are offloaded onto the Scarlet King's followers. Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death all those years ago. Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. Anyone looking to exploit that for their own ends simply needs to make a few empty promises. Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of the Scarlet King and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. A deep-seated mistrust of the desert and everyone in it by the rest of Sumeru will make sure of that. The notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple strategy, but it is able to work wonders under Sumeru's current circumstances.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's in line with the village chief's theory, too. But there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the Academia that brought the scholars to Aru village in the first place?
Yeah, they were
Why
exiled.
does it bring them back now?
Good point,
Throughout this
Paimon.
process, one thing has changed. The scholars' identity. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become missing persons.
I see. It's like they wanted them to lose their reputation first?
An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, That is brought into question. If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes missing people an ideal resource.
Resource? For what exactly?
Experiments?
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into knowledge capsules.
Extracted? You mean canned knowledge comes from people's brains?
With the
Like the
technology of the
Matrix.
Sumeru Academia, it's entirely possible.
You can just load info in your brain.
Perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night when no one is watching them.
So, the human brain... Nope, nah, Hyman doesn't want to think about this.
How did you learn of this technology?
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. I'm familiar with their projects. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were extracted from his mind. But something went wrong in the process. Or perhaps his curiosity got the better of him, and he used such a capsule for himself.
Hyman's a little confused. Can they just use anyone's brain?
No, that can't be right. Most of the mad scholars had made contact with the divine consciousness in the forest. That's what the Academia is after. It's also safe to assume that this knowledge has something to do with the Fatui, the Doctor, and also the Balladeer. They're using divine knowledge capsules to turn the Balladeer into a god. Ah, so for the scholars that have reached, like, what's their equivalent of Nirvana? They try to extract their knowledge because they have contact with divine? Something like that?
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer.
The Academia needs people who have been exposed to the divine consciousness.
That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit. Extracting canned knowledge is just one of the extreme measures they turn to. However, I can't help but wonder, what do they seek to gain from divine knowledge? The Academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge, but what is their ultimate goal? I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but to no avail. It seems like my way of thinking is too different from theirs.
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on this forbidden stuff?
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested in gods, so I don't share their degree of zealotry. Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects? If this is the direction of academic progress, then the Academia may as well shut its doors.
Here, here.
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. The Academia's actions run contrary to their rules. Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has its boundaries. If those lines are crossed, the rules and order that govern everything in the world will be destroyed. This matter needs to be corrected, just like fixing a typo in a book.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor people?
Not to be callous, but no. My criteria are a little more restrictive than that.
Huh. Okay, if you say so.
There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well. What do you plan to do about that? Save every last person?
Well, we can try, you know, for those that we encounter. We can try.
Probably not.
Not that we
Paimon's not
can,
sure.
but for those that we meet along the way, wouldn't it be nice to help? Your motives are more specific and personal.
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or heroism. I do what I want. The divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to take action for the sake of a few strangers.
That's why he refuses, quote-unquote refused, to team up with us in our village. Though he rejects the notion of greater moral responsibility, he justifies his actions because they are true to his personal motivations. Reminds me of Viola. Someone like him might actually make for a better ally. I love how he's looking at us, judging us, kinda.
Hyman's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the Academia, but you're not one of them. You're their weirdo.
They're weirdo, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
You're probably right. Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of being the odd one out. Uniqueness is also an asset, is it not?
Yes, I suppose you could say that.
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really impressed. If only Miss Shani had a similar mindset, her life would definitely be a lot easier.
I'm just a more likable person than her in general. There's nothing more to it than that.
Oh yeah, this guy. Kinda forgot about him. So, what do we do with him?
He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us.
How? Okay, I'll take the arms.
We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru Village.
Can I explore a bit here before we teleport back? Oh, the key. Okay, we got the key. There's nothing else here. The tracks lead to, like, just where we entered. Okay. Let's keep looking at the things that we weren't able to check. Dusty tableware. There's a name inscribed on this bowl. Avin. Oh, same guy as a while ago. Blackened sugar bowl. If there weren't crooked carvings of Arbaz, Apaz, and sugar jar on them, it would be difficult to imagine that this dirty clay jar was ever used to store sugar. Like the relics of the distant past. I'd wonder how distant. There's a name inscribed on this bowl. Hakim. Sparkles? Oh no. Okay. There's just a lot of sparkles. Alright. I think we have clicked on everything clickable. Now let us open the drawer. Simon wonders what sort of treasure we'll find here. The shelves are full of thin books. You browse through them and find that they seem to be hospital documents such as medical records or financial statements. You shut the door in disappointment. Simon thought there would be some special treasure inside. Even the wooden barrels and crates we find on our adventures are better than this. At least those had cabbage or fowl inside. Hey, what's this? It looks like it fell out from over here. Let Paimon see. Maybe it'll lead us to treasure. Oh, is it a treasure map? Oh shit. Patient records. Patient name, Abbas. Gender, male. Occupation, farmer. Basic status at admission. Scabby skin at limb extremities. Multiple ulcers on the back, chest, and other bodily surfaces. Weakness of limbs and poor mobility observed. Mental faculties are coherent, though there are clear signs of fatigue, poor sleep quality, and poor appetite. Doctor in charge, Amodi. Week 1 of hospitalization. New scabs at limb extremities and enlarged ulcers. The left arm seems unusable and is in pain. Mental faculties are coherent, the same as before. Okay. Week 3. The scabs are scale-like and have... Oh, the scabs are scale-like and have spread across the surface of the body. There is necrosis in multiple... Oh no. The patient has fallen into a coma. Week 9. The necrosis of the ulcers has been effectively kept under control, and no new scabs have appeared on the surface of the body. The patient is in a comatose state. Doctor in charge blacked out. I wonder why. Week 15. The wound from the replacement treatment has not healed, even after a long time. No new scabs have appeared on the surface of the body. There is weakness in the limbs, and the patient cannot grasp items on their own. The patient is also experiencing fever and vomiting. Mental faculties are coherent, though fatigued. Poor sleep, and unable to eat. Week 21. We have started to manage to keep the scabs on the body surface under control, and the new limb's function has been restored. The patient is experiencing chronic coughing and is prone to fainting. Mental faculties are coherent and in a good state. Sleep quality and appetite are decent. This is like Elazar patients, right? Doctor in charge. I wonder if it's Zandik or the Torre. Does the other document say? Doctor in charge, blacked out again. After 20 weeks of treatment, Specimen 4's new skin and new left arm have recovered well. No changes in appetite or sleep. Mental state fluctuates beyond the normal range. There have been multiple attempts to leave the care area. God's voice guides me. is cited as motivation, and the specimen is believed to have delusional tendencies. Additionally, the god's voice described in the confession is possibly related to the resonant quake phenomenon present in the internal topographic structure of the dunes. This should be investigated to rule out ungovernable input interference. Increased supervision. Treatment protocol. The second phase of the BEEP trial is beginning to see results. The next phase is... Following extensive examination, sample 3 is the best material for the first phase of the blank trial. Before the implementation of is required. Continuous vomiting and skin is a normal occurrence. Must be prepared beforehand for specimen 4 to maintain the circulation of Oh man, this is a lot. Hold on. Oh my god. Can I just... Oh, I can do it. I can do it. After completion of the basic blank operation, observe the subject for 1 week. If normal physiological activity is observed in the organs, the rate of deterioration of surface scabs is reduced, and limb function is restored. The next phase of the blank trial can commence. Physician's note. All specimens have one thing in common. Body elemental quantities were abnormally high levels and were positively correlated with the severity of the disease. After the experiment, body elemental quantities were reduced and samples self-reported a reduction in symptoms. It is reasonable to hypothesize that there is a causal relationship between elemental quantities and LSR. More controlled trials should be conducted to exclude redundant variables. Note: the enrichment process of elemental quantities in humans may be dynamically sustained. After the completion of early experiments, within a short period of time, specimen 1's physical indicators trended to the norm. In later stages, due to not being complete, the quantity of elements in the sample bodies rebounded and symptoms increased, leading to specimen 1 redacted. Could not be recycled for materials. What the Preparations must be made for long-term trials. Blank cannot be stopped before the specimen's symptoms have stabilized. Due to the nature of the trial, there must be a method to stabilize the sample's moods. Removal of blank may be attempted. Following the new method, the material rejection rate has been significantly reduced. Specimens 2 and 3 develop mental instability due to associative connections to fundamental inner qualities of blank, and tended to attribute the disease to unverifiable divine punishment, consequently considering it blasphemy to accept blank as treatment. It is a very interesting thought. Exploring neurostimulation and the resulting cognitive shifts could be a future research topic. Due to the above uncontrollable variables, they halted at stage 2. A shame. However, the materials provided by these 2 samples were the best quality materials so far. It is reasonable to believe that the perfect performance of specimen 4 is related to the material quality provided by these 2 samples. Ultimately, once the 3-stage experiment was completed, specimen 4's symptoms disappeared completely, proving that it is possible to use blank to control the elemental content of a person's body without relying on elemental power. There's potential for weaponization. Discussions of research on blank have to be increased in the future. Humans have unlimited potential. It may be foolish for me as a researcher to write this, but with enough input, I might be able to reach the level of a god, or so people call it. It's him. It might be him. I thought it was gonna be... I thought for a while there that it might be Dia, like the patient, but it's Abba's... Name is Abbas, gender's male, occupation farmer. Because there's like a part where the arm was replaced. Yeah, the new left arm has recovered well. And if you guys notice, Dia's... Oh, it was right. I think it's her right arm. It's metal. I don't know if it's like a piece of armor or it's like, prosthetic. I didn't get it either. Ignorance might be bliss here, to be honest. There are a lot of redacted stuff. Paimon only understood the part that goes, God's voice guides me. Does that mean there will be unique voices guiding us there? It could be underground water flow or creature activity. Yeah, who knows? There might be some underground ruins. Let's listen for any sounds and take a closer look when you hear something. And we also got an achievement. People don't want to mention his name, nor want to remember his words or deeds. So it is Dottore. I hope they don't change him. I hope he doesn't have a redemption arc. I hope so. Alright, we're gonna end this part here. It's been 54 minutes and like the last 10 minutes was just me reading, so I don't know if I'll include that, but if I do, Well, thank you for staying until now. I'll see you in the next part. Bye-bye.